Hi, so as I may have mentioned in my previous videos, my main genre is fantasy. That is my favorite genre, that is what I primarily read, so the vast majority of books that I own are fantasy books. But over the last couple of years, I have purchased several romance books, and they've kind of just been piling up on my shelves because as much as I thought I would be a romance reader, because I love romance comedy films, I kind of never really gotten around to it. I love Emily Henry, but that is about the only romance author that I've actually extensively read. And when I say extensively, I mean I have read 3 of her books, so it's not even that extensive. So I have with me 24 physical and 2 Kindle books, so we have 26 contemporary romance books, and I am very excited to read them all. Some of them have been sitting on my shelves for a while. A couple of them I have purchased recently, specifically because I wanted to read romance. They're all kind of a compilation of the most famous or the most hyped up romance books that have been written in the last 10 or so years. Most of them have been written in the last 10 years. To be fair, most of them have been written in the last 5 years. So I have purchased some of them recently, some I have had for a couple of years now, and they've kind of just been dusting on my shelves. And I think it's time I read them, because the summer is right around the corner, and I think that's probably the best time to start reading romance books. So my plan is to make it sort of a monthly reading vlog series type of video. I have a TBR jar. There's 26 pieces of paper in there, 26 books. I will draw randomly anywhere between 3 and 5 books every single month, and then I'll just make it a blog style video of me reading it and reviewing it and kind of my live reactions and my live thoughts for every single book. If I decide that I don't like a book, I've made myself a rule that after 50 pages, I am perfectly fine to DNF it. I don't have to force it. I don't have to keep going. If I absolutely painfully hate it before 50 pages, I think I'll allow myself to DNF them as well. The plan is to not buy more books before I get rid of this pile. The pile is sitting next to me, so I have very little faith in myself. I love buying books, probably more than I love reading books, so chances are I will purchase something and add something to the pile, but I will do my best not to. Now, some of these books are part of the series, so if I really like the series, I will then allow myself to, buy the other books in the series and read the other books in the series, and then they're just going to be added to the challenge. So it's going to be kind of a rolling project. I don't think it's going to be done in a couple of months. I think it's going to be a fairly long-lasting project of mine. I'm also a massive fan of spreadsheets, so I use pretty much every opportunity to make one, and I had made one for this video, or for this series specifically. I'm looking at it right now. It's a list of the books, and then there's a couple of other stats and numbers included. I will show the spreadsheet at the end of the video. I will be updating it as I go, so as I read the book, I will be updating that on the spreadsheet. If I buy any more books, I'm going to be putting them on the spreadsheet, and I think I'm also going to include the couple of romance books that I have read prior to doing this challenge, just so I kind of have the list of every romance book that I've ever owned or I've ever read, and kind of my thoughts on them, and I don't know, maybe some of you will ever want to use the spreadsheet for reference. So yeah, that is the general plan. I have all the books sitting next to me in a big pile. I don't really know what my plan is for the video. I think I'm just going to show you every single book. I have my spreadsheet right in front of me, so I'm going to give you some of the stats, some of the ratings. That's the stuff that I dig the most. And then, yeah, we're going to talk about every single book. I'll be honest with you, I don't really know what they're about. I'm not huge on reading synopsis. I either bought them because they were hyped up and they are highly rated, or because I just really like the cover. That's as far as it stretches. So in most cases, I don't know what they're about, but they are on my shelf, so they are going to be read. So the books are sitting next to me in a pile, the spreadsheet is right in front of me on my laptop, and I think the easiest way to go is probably alphabetically. And like I said, I don't really know a lot about these books. I don't know what the synopsis is or even what the tropes are. Some books I'm more familiar with, some books I'm less familiar with. But we are going to start with Sarah Adams' Beg, Borrow or Steal. This is a part of the series. It's the book 3 in a full book series called When in Rome. She released it in January 2025, and currently it has a rating of 4.07 on Goodreads with 73,000 rating. It's a very average length book. It's 384 pages, and that is book 1 in 26 book challenge. And the book number 2 is Alex Aster, Summer in a City. It was released in March 2025. It's not a part of the series. It currently holds a rating of 3.79 on Goodreads, and it has been rated just over 25,000 times. It's a pretty short book. It's only 300 pages. I've actually only picked it up this weekend because I love the cover. On the cover, it says that it's steamy, fun, spicy. Not really my kind of romance book, but I'm gonna see how I feel about it, and this is book number 2. And moving on, we have Tessa Bailey, It Happened One Summer. It's a part of Bellinger Sisters' duology. This is book number 1, and based on Goodreads, this is her most popular book. It has a rating of 3.92, and it has been rated 660,000 times, which is the highest amount of rating of all of her books. It was released in July 2021. I don't know much about it. I believe it's a summer romance, first book in a series. I'm excited to read it. And then next we have Out of the Woods by Hannah Bonham Young. I've actually seen the movie adaptation of this book and I thought it was really cute. And then I saw a book at the store. It has a cute sprayed edge. It's not really long. It's only just over 300 pages. It was released this year, January 28th of this year. It has a rating of 3.97 on Goodreads, and it has just over 25,000 rating. And this is actually a part of a duology. The duology is called Out. I haven't read the first book. I don't own the first book, but from what I understand, or from what I hope, you don't have to read the first one before you read the second one. So I have the second book. If I like it, I will obviously go back and read the first one. And the 5th book that I own is First Time Callers by B.K. Borison. I have seen this book on BookTube and BookTok a fair bit, so I've seen some really good reviews. I've heard some really good things about it. It was released this year, let me tell you, 11th of February this year. It has a rating of 4.06 and it has 102,000 rating, so it became popular fairly quickly. It's a part of the series. There's supposed to be 3 books in the series, and this is the first one. Now, next up we have The Rom-Comers by Catherine Center. I have heard a lot of wonderful things about this book. I, again, don't know what it's about, but have heard great things about it, so I'm excited to read it. It was released last year in June 2024. It has a rating of 4.08. It's not a part of the series. It has been rated 158,000 times, so it's relatively popular. I think it's Catherine's most popular book. I might be wrong about that, but I believe that is correct. I'm very excited to read it, and I'll let you know what I think about it. Next we have Hannah Grace Icebreaker. I don't have a physical copy. I have it on my Kindle. I have heard very mixed things about Icebreaker. I know that it's a hockey romance. It has been obscenely popular on BookTok and BookTube. It was released in 2028, in August 2028. It has a rating of 3.77 and it has been rated over 1.1 million times, and it's a part of a Maple Hill series. She has released all 3 books now. All 3 of them have been fairly popular, but all 3 of them, from what I know, have been fairly criticized. So I don't know how it's gonna go. From what I've heard, it's very spicy. It's not quite my jam, but hockey romance sounds good. I know there's a lot of them to choose from, so I'll see how I feel about it. If I don't like it, obviously I can DNF it at any time. And next on my list I have actually the most popular book that I have on the spreadsheet. It's The Love Hypothesis by Ali Hazelwood. It has been rated over 1.6 million times on Goodreads. It currently holds a rating of 4.12, which is one of the highest ratings that I have on this list as well. Not a part of the series, a short romance book. I think everybody knows the premises, everybody knows what the book is about. Ali Hazelwood is known for writing her STEM romance novels. They're pretty spicy, they're funny, they're very highly rated, and they have really good reviews usually. I have read Ali Hazelwood's Deep End. I didn't mind it. It wasn't my favorite book I've ever read. I quite liked the romance part and I quite liked the plot itself. I just wasn't a huge fan of spice and some of the humor bits, but that's just my preference. I have tried reading The Love Hypothesis. I have it on my Kindle. I don't have the physical version. I've tried reading The Love Hypothesis. I've started it. I think I was about 25 pages in when I kind of lost my interest and just stopped. So I'll revisit it. I'll see how I feel. Maybe the second time is going to be better than the first time. I think the first read, I wasn't a huge fan of the humor and the interactions between the characters, but we'll see how it goes this time around. And next on my list is my favorite Emily Henry. She's the only contemporary romance author that I've actually read and enjoyed. It started with The Funny Story last year. It was one of my favorite books, potentially still one of my favorite books. I then read Beach Read that I enjoyed a little bit less than Funny Story, but nevertheless I had a wonderful time. And this year I read Great Big Beautiful Life as soon as it was released, and I absolutely loved it. There's a small review, like a short that I've made on my channel, so if you're curious, go and watch that. It's the first video that I've ever released. It's really bad, but don't judge me. So the books that I have here is You and Me on Vacation and Book Lovers. I've had great things about both of them. I believe You and Me on Vacation is her most famous book. Book Lovers I've heard wonderful things about as well, so I'm excited for both of those. And then I have Happy Place in a hardback. I've heard mixed reviews of Happy Place. I think people were saying that it's different from her other books, which in some cases was a good thing, in some cases was a bad thing. But I'm very excited to read all three of them. I genuinely can't wait. And then I can complete my list of Emily Henry books and see which ones I like the most. So next on the list I have Bay Ingalls We Used to Be Magic. This is her debut novel. This is a young adult contemporary romance about a rookie model that goes to New York to start her career. And I've actually seen Bay in person. I've gone to an author talk organized by Waterstones when she was just releasing her book, and it was a lot of fun. She was very excited to talk about her debut and the writing process and the release process and kind of some of the fears and plans for the future. I know that she's writing her second book. I think I've seen on Goodreads that it's planned to be released, but this book is currently rated 3.91 stars on Goodreads. It has 132 reviews, so this is probably the lowest reviewed book that I have on the list, but I'm very excited to read it. And to continue, I have Abby Jimenez, Just for the Summer. I'm actually very excited to read this one. I've picked it up last year as it got released, but I've never gotten around to reading it. I think this would be very much my kind of romance. I know that it's a part of the series. This is the last book in the 3-book series called Part of Your World. As far as I know, you don't have to read books 1 and 2 before you read this one, so I'm just gonna start off with this one, and if I like, I'm just gonna backtrack and read the other two. But I'm very excited for this book. It was released in April 2024. It currently holds a rating of 4.37 stars on Goodreads. It was rated 792 times, and genuinely, I cannot wait to read this. And next up, I have Elle Kennedy, The Deal. It's a book one in her off-campus series. The series itself has 5 books. I have heard good things about it. It was released in 2025, February 2025. Out of the entire list, this is the oldest book. It currently holds a rating of 4.22 on Goodreads, and it has been rated just over 925,000 times, so it's a pretty popular one. It's her most popular book, and I believe it's her most popular series. I know that she has written several series in the time of writing. It's a pretty short book, it's 360 pages. I know that it's a hockey romance. Obviously, it's a hockey romance based on the cover. I don't know much else about it. I know her books are pretty spicy, so I'm excited to read it and see how it goes. And next on the list, I have 2 books from Christina Lauren. I have On Honeymooners and The Paradise Problem. I've heard a lot of things about The Paradise Problem. It was a pretty popular romance book last year. I've seen a lot of people read and review it and actually give it really good feedback. So I'm excited to read both of them. I'll see how it goes. On Honeymooners has over 1 million rating on Goodreads, and it's sitting on 3.9, and it has been released in 2029, May 2029. And I believe there's a little either novella or a short story also in this kind of series linked to On Honeymooners. I don't own it, but if I like On Honeymooners, I'm going to pick it up probably on Kindle and read that as well. And then The Paradise Problem was released last year in May last year. It holds a rating of 4.08 stars on Goodreads, and it has been rated 334,000 times, so it's a pretty popular one, and I've seen a lot of YouTubers talk about it as well, so I'm excited to read it and see how I feel about it. And on to the book 17 on the list, Any Trope But You by Victoria Levine. I picked this book up very recently, and I'll be honest with you, the reason why I picked it up was because on the cover on Goodreads it has a moose, and I was very intrigued. I don't know what it's about. It's a snowy setting. There's two people kissing and there's a cabin, so you can connect the dots. It's been released in April 2025. It has a rating of 3.97 on Goodreads. It has been rated just shy of 6,000 times, so it's not a very popular one, but we'll see how I feel about it and whether I like it or not. Next on the list, I have a very popular romance book, Red, White and Royal Blue by Casey McQuiston. It was released in 2019, May 2019. It has a rating of 4.06 stars on Goodreads, and it was rated over 1.1 million times. It's a bit of a longer one, over 400 pages. I think it's about 450 pages. I've heard really good things about it, and I'm very excited to read it. Then we have probably the shortest book that I have here, Nora Goes Off Script by Annabelle Monaghan. It was released in 2022, June 2022. It has a rating of 4.07 stars and it has been rated 181,000 times. It's just under 300 pages. I've heard pretty good things about it, so I'm quite excited for it. And it's a pretty short one, so I see how I feel about it. And then I have another young adult contemporary romance, Better Than the Movies by Lynn Painter. It was released in 2021, May 2021. It has a rating of 4.27 stars on Goodreads, and it has been rated 624,000 times. I know it's a part of a duology. I know the second book has also been released and is also very highly rated. So I'm really excited to read this. I've heard wonderful things about it, and I actually can't wait. And on to the book number 21, we have 7 Year Slip by Ashley Poston. It was released in 2023. It has a rating of 4.18 on Goodreads and it was rated 455,000 times. I don't know a lot about it, but I know that there's some time travel involved. I know that a lot of YouTubers that I watch have rated it very highly, so I'm really excited to read it. And I am finally on the final stretch. I have 5 books left next to me. And oh my god, I have been filming this for so long. I am so tired of talking. So without further ado, Done and Dusted by Lila Sage. I am actually really excited for this book. I think cowboy romance is probably one of my favorite tropes. And hear me out, I have never read cowboy romance, but I love Yellowstone. So I think I'm going to have a wonderful time with this one. I know that it's a part of the series. There's 4 books in the series. It's called Rebel Blue Ranch. And this is book number 1. I know that the 4th one was just released and has had really good feedback. So Done and Dusted was released in 2023, June 2023. It has a rating of 3.83 on Goodreads. It has been rated 221,000 times. It's a pretty short romance book, and yeah, I'm super hyped for this one. And next up, I have Elsie Silver. I actually own 3 of her books. Every single one of them is book 1 in the series. And I've heard really good things about her. I've heard that she writes really good adult romance, so I'm very excited to give it a go. And the book number 1 is her most famous series. It's the Chestnut Springs series. There's 5 books in the series. And the first one is called Flawless. It has been released in June 2022. It holds a rating of 4.04 stars and it has been rated 525,000 times. And next up I have Wild Love, which is a part of the Rose Hill series. There's 4 books altogether and this is book number 1. I have heard wonderful things about Wild Love when it was just released. I know a lot of people were reading and reviewing it and giving it fairly high rating. It currently holds a rating of 0.03 stars on Goodreads. It has been rated 308,000 times, almost 309,000 times. It's a bit of a longer one. It's over 450 pages. But yeah, I've heard wonderful things about it. I've heard wonderful things about the series altogether. I think the last book is coming out at the end of this year, but I might be wrong about it. But I'm very excited to pick this up. And last but hopefully not least, Elsie Silver that I own is Off to the Races. It's a part of the Gold Rush Ranch series. There's 4 books altogether. It's a cowboy romance, obviously. It was released in 2021, April 2021. It holds a rating of 3.71 stars on Goodreads, and it has been rated 134,000 times. So this concludes my Elsie Silver. This is her last series that I own, and I'll see how I feel about it. And the last but very hopefully not least is the book 26 on the list, and the last book that I have in my pile, and is The Hating Game by Sally Thorne. I picked this book up because it was recommended by Emily Henry as one of her favorite books. There was an article that came out in Waterstones where she listed 5 of her favorite contemporary romance books. And this was actually made into a movie. I believe you can find it on Netflix, but don't quote me on that and check online. The book itself was released in 2016, August 2016. It currently holds a rating of 3.87 stars on Goodreads, and it has been rated 793,000 times. So this is every single book on my list, all 26 of them laying next to me in a pile. This is the plan. I plan to read them all this year. If I read 3 to 5 books every single month, it's probably going to take me about 5 to 6 months to finish them, maybe a little bit longer, depending on how much I stick to the schedule and if I add any more to the list, which knowing myself, I probably will, and it will probably overflow into the next year. But I'm excited. I think it's going to be a very fun series for me to film and a very fun project for me to read, so I'm very excited for it. And now that you've seen all 26 books, let me actually show you the spreadsheet that I was referencing and what's on it. So this is the spreadsheet that I've been looking on this entire time. We obviously have an author and a title. There's a release date, Goodreads rating, and the number of times that the book has been rated on Goodreads. I use this as sort of a measure to see how popular the book is. Then I have the number of pages and whether it's a part of the series. And if it is a part of the series, then what's the name of the series, how many books there are, and which book is this, and then the information of whether I have read it, and just my general notes if I have any. So I think I'm going to add a couple of fields to it, definitely a field for my own rating, and I think I'm also going to add the books that I have already read, the other 3 Emily Henrys, and The Deep End by Ali Hazelwood, just so I kind of have it all in one space. And I will probably link it in the description box below, so if you want to open the spreadsheet, see what's in it, see what's the updates, what I've read before, what rating have I given these books, or if you maybe want to use it as some sort of a guide or a reference point for your own reading challenges or reading journeys, go for it. It's free for anybody to use. So that is it for the intro video of my romance reading challenge. You have seen all 26 books. I'm excited to read them. It's a bit of a scary pile right now, but I'm looking forward to reading them and making videos about them. I will be releasing vlog style videos of this reading challenge at the end of every month. So the first video is going to come out at the end of June. So if you would like to follow along and see how I do on this journey and whether I actually manage to not buy any more books and if I actually continue with the challenge, and if ever this pile comes to 0, then please subscribe and follow along on this journey. And if you've read any of these books, if any of them are your favorites or the most hated book that you have ever read in your life, please leave a comment below. I would absolutely love to chat about it, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye bye.